So what is Profit Protector Pro? So Profit Protector Pro is an Amazon repricer. Now, back on the video that Matt did earlier on, which you listened to, was the difference between eBay and Amazon. So one of the things you learned on that is that, Amazon has a buy box. So when there are 100 sellers on one listing on Amazon, Amazon uses the buy box to decide who is going to get that sale. So when that customer clicks add to basket, Amazon has to decide which of those 100 sellers are going to get that sale and be able to sell their product. Now, there's lots of things that go into that algorithm to create that decision that Amazon make. And we don't know what all the things are that go into that algorithm, but we know for sure one of them is price. So the price of the product has a big, a big part to play on whether you get that buy box or not. So all of those sellers, not all of them, but a lot of those sellers will use something called a repricer, because you have to keep your price competitive on Amazon. Otherwise, other people will get that buy box and get the sales. So Profit Protector Pro is a repricer, and what it does is it keeps all our customers' prices where they should be. Now, Profit Protector Pro is different to other repricers. Most repricers drop the price radically. So if you can imagine, seller one's at £10 or $10 for a price, and then what you do is you have you set rules or algorithms in the repricer that tell the repricer how to behave. And one of those things that can happen is that you can set to be a penny under everybody else's price, so that you're most likely to get the buy box because you're the cheapest. Now, there's lots of other things, as I mentioned, that mean whether you get the buy box, but this is just one of them. So what happens is seller one goes in at £10, say, and then seller two goes in at $9.99, seller three goes in at $9.98, seller six goes in at $9.97, seller 200 goes in at $9.96, and you can imagine what happens. It's called the race to the bottom. So literally the price plummets because everybody's undercutting each other to try and get the sales. And that's why Profit Protector Pro was invented, because it does exactly what it says on the tin. It protects your profits. So Profit Protector Pro was built to get the price higher, not to get the price lower. So it's different to every other Amazon repricer out there. So if your boss is using Profit Protector Pro, we have some really clever strategies built into Profit Protector Pro that mean that it keeps working hard to push up that price. All the time trying to push up that price and work against those repricers that are trying to take the price down. So how you use Profit Protector Pro, or how your boss uses Profit Protector Pro, and you may do some work in their account, which is why we're showing you this now, just so you've got a basic understanding of what happens. I'm not going to go into massive detail, but it's so you've got a good basic understanding. Is that how Profit Protector Pro works is you tell it your minimum price, you tell it your top price, your maximum price, and you tell it what sort of selling strategy you want to use. And then you leave Profit Protector Pro to get on with its own thing. And Profit Protector Pro will then work between that minimum and that maximum with the selling strategy that you've applied to it. So they're the things you have to apply to make Profit Protector Pro work. A minimum, which you can see is here, a maximum, and a strategy, which here is just a default strategy, but here are all the list of strategies. And obviously you need to make sure you switch repricing on as well. So they're the four things you have to do if your boss gets you involved in their Profit Protector Pro account. You have to make sure it's got a minimum, a maximum, a strategy, and it's switched on. Okay, so what you want to do with a minimum price is you want to make sure that you include profit in that minimum price. So you don't want to make that the break even or the cost of the product, because they need to make profit. So that has to include some nice profit, because it may well be that Profit Protector Pro will sell some of the products at this price, depending on the strategy that you've chosen. So you've got your minimum, your maximum price, and the reason you have to put a maximum in is because Amazon don't like it when you sell your products too high. It can cause account health issues. So you put a maximum in there so that you or your boss are in control of that level of how much Profit Protector Pro is charging the customer. Otherwise, you could get the Amazon account in a piddle. So one of the things that you should look into if your boss is using Profit Protector Pro is go through and have a look at the strategies page, which is just over here on the top bar. So go into that strategies page and you'd need to read all about this, and this tells you all about the different strategies and what they'll do. So how they'll move about between that minimum and that maximum. So this, for instance, super aggressive dominator is the most aggressive strategy that there is. So it's all sales focused. There's some profit focused. It will still try and push up that buy box and that price that the customer pays, but it's really focused on sales, as you can see. And that means it's more likely to do that undercutting thing that we talked about earlier, or matching the buy box, or trying to get the sales. It's sales focused. So though it will focus on trying to push up that price where it can, it's more focused on sales. And as you go through all of these, you can see that they become a little bit less sales focused and more profit focused. This one's completely in the middle, and you've got dynamic, which then becomes more profit focused. So if you've got something with not so many sellers on the listing, then something like cautious or dynamic might be a really good option, because Profit Protector Pro is going to try pushing up that price a lot. If you've got loads of very competitive, aggressive sellers, then you'd need to use the super aggressive dominator. So it all depends what's going on that listing. But you can see from all of these that you've got the smart strategies. And then what you've also got is basic strategies, so rules rather than clever algorithmic strategies. So rules just do what you tell them to do. So all of these strategies up here, Profit Protector Pro is thinking for itself. It's using AI and it's thinking for itself based on what is the best thing to do on that listing to get you the sale at the most profit. All of these ones, so match buy box, penny under buy box, penny over, low, match low price, all of these are doing just what it says on the tin. So they're doing exactly as they're told. It's not using any clever wizardry to make anything special happen. It's just doing exactly what it's told. So you have rules and you have algorithms in Profit Protector Pro, and your boss can choose, or you can choose on behalf of your boss, what is best for each of those listings. And some listings might be different, because as I say, if you've got a lot of aggressive other sellers on the listing, then you'll probably want to use super aggressive dominator. If you've got less sellers and they're all happy to share the buy box, then you want to use something more like cautious, balanced, or dynamic that pushes up that profit. So it makes that profit higher, and that your boss makes the most money possible from every single one of those sales. Now, there's a lot of other things in Profit Protector Pro, as you can see here. I'm not going to go through them all today, because it's just to give you an overview of how Profit Protector Pro works. So if your boss uses Profit Protector Pro, then you need to go into the training videos and go into it all in a lot more depth and learn all about exactly how Profit Protector Pro works. But this is to give you a good basic idea of how Profit Protector Pro would work, and just an overview. In the next video, I'm going to go into a little bit more detail about the sort of things your boss might ask you to do, so that you're covered if he or she asks you to do something specific. So let's move over to that video now, and we're going into just a little bit more depth if indeed your boss uses Profit Protector Pro.